Hey, what is going on, guys? It is Derry here, back with another video for you guys today. Now in today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys, well, telling you, not really showing you, I just got random Fortnite gameplay in the background. Hopefully it's entertaining enough to keep you guys interested in the video. Anyway, it's going to be showing you guys how to pretty much get you guaranteed top 5 each Fortnite round as long as you follow these steps. So let's go ahead and hop right into it. I am going to go into detail about some things, not as much as others. But hopefully this teaches you guys something about the game, and hopefully can get you guys way up there during your Fortnite games. So yeah, hopefully this helps you out. If it does, make sure you tell me in the comments below. If there's something I didn't answer in this video, make sure to comment it down below, and I will try to answer your question as soon as possible. So basically, to start off, you just want to play conservatively. Now what does that mean? Basically playing safe. The entire game is basically a big game of chicken, and what this means is that when the game starts, you gotta wait until the last minute or 30 seconds before running to the first eye as it shows up. And then, because mainly everybody's gonna be already running there, so the sooner you get there, the more people that are gonna be running in. If you're one of the last people to get there, that's less chance that you have of people coming up behind your back and killing you straight from there. So just make sure you wait about a minute and 30 seconds before running to the eye, as long as you're close enough, and it also depends how close you are. And then stay near the edge, crouched, or on top of the highest possible vantage point you can find. And then just pretty much repeat this process the entire game. And that's definitely not all there is to know. What else do you need to do? Well, you need to mainly avoid supply drops unless it is absolutely clear and no one is close by, because that just definitely increases your chance of dying and getting shot. If you have a fair amount of aim, maybe it's okay, but if you don't really have that good amount of aim, or you don't got a lot of bullets or good enough guns, it's really not worth going towards. So for the most part, just avoid those supply drops. Also, avoid contact with people until the last couple of eyes, when it is absolutely imperative that you get those kills and eliminate as much people as you can. Now, one of the most important things about this game is also the jumping out and landing. So when you jump from the bus, the first eye is usually on the opposite side of the island from where the bus flies in from. So if it flies in from the west, the first eye is going to be more gravitated towards the east, usually. Not always, but usually. So if you let the bus just basically kick you out, you wait for the jump timer to go down or run out basically, and the bus will kick you out automatically, and you can just fly down to the ground. This guarantees pretty much that you'll land with either just your squad, or if you're doing solo, just yourself, or maybe just a few other people, maybe like 2 or 3, and you'll probably just go your separate ways anyway. So once you've landed, you need to go straight to the nearest house, small village, or chest to collect loot and collect resources. Make sure to avoid big cities overall, just because the amount of people that gravitate there is pretty large, and it's hard to control them. So make sure you don't really want to check out big cities. So also, if you let the bus kick you out, you will most likely be in the first eye or really close to it, and at that point, you pretty much use the chicken strategy that I mentioned before earlier, where you just wait about a minute or 30 seconds before going to the actual eye. Like I said, this pretty much just guarantees that you'll be one of the last people there, which is a good thing, because you can either sneak up on people, and people won't come behind your back and shoot you from there. So it just basically eliminates the factor of dying from that point at least. So the next thing that's up on is landing areas. Now, when you're jumping off of the bus, you would pretty much want to aim for small houses and villages again. Again, no cities though, unless you really want to go for certain things. Those usually have too many people to control, like I said. When jumping out of the bus though, aim for high ground, or as high as you can find at the moment that you think is best for jumping. If you want to jump a little bit earlier than when it kicks you out, that's fine. Just make sure you're jumping still relatively near the end. And that is pretty much all you want to do as far as just main strategy. But you still got to collect loot and resources, and I'm going to tell you the best way to do that and what to collect and how. So what to collect first up is the guns. Now, the distance guns include snipers, scoped assault rifles, and burst assault rifles. You should at least get one of those. Close quarter weapons include assault rifles, revolvers, submachine guns. Get about 2 of those. Explosives include grenade launchers, rocket launchers. Those are optional. You don't necessarily have to have one of those. It does take up a slot, and you don't really need it till the end. But if you find it towards the end of the game, it's usually helpful for taking out bases and then killing a bunch of people. Next up is the medium range weapons, which only include the assault rifle and the pistol. make sure you just get one of those. You don't really need much of that. Now next up is resources, which is super important for building. You want to get about 150 each at least for wood, 100 metal at least for each person, and then 100 stone for each person. Or what you can do is that they don't really have a difference, just wood is easier to find too. You can just combine all those numbers together and get 350 wood or 350 metal, 350 stone, whichever is easiest at the moment. Next up is healing. Now healing is super important, as usually if you get in a gunfight and you win, you're gonna end up losing a fair amount of health if you're not terribly good at winning gunfights at least. So make sure you look for your slurp juices. Make sure you only get one of those and use it as soon as you get it. For bandages, just carry about 5 with your person, and then also with shield potions, use 2 each, and then use them as soon as you get them, so that way you already have that shield ready to go. Now the best places to find this loot is usually around bridges. There's a secret bridge under the actual bridge itself, and sometimes there's like chests and ammo boxes around there, and there's a lot of areas around the bridges that you can search for weapons. The next one is the broken houses, the one with like barely any roofs or barely any sides. Those usually have a chest somewhere in there, or a fair amount of loot, or some weapon or some ammo laying around. Next one is just the normal houses. Normal houses usually don't fall too far behind the broken down ones. They're usually right next to each other, so make sure you just kind of aim for those area. Large hills on top of just like really huge mountains, there's usually either a chest or some machine gun or something like that. The best places to hide now are honestly bushes. If you're trying to wait and you're right at the edge of the eye and you're on top of a high ground and you've done everything so far, the best places to hide is one of the best places is honestly in a bush. If you crouch down in a bush and you're pretty much hidden, nobody else is going to see you. I've had people run right by me before and they have not touched me. They haven't even seen me at all. So that's one of the best places to hide. Also, tallest possible ground, and then houses near or right at the edge of the eye. Now a couple things to remember is that as you're watching this Fortnite footage as I have in the background, pretty much don't do what I'm doing right now. This was just kind of for entertainment purposes, where you're just kind of being as aggressive as you can and messing around. So this isn't supposed to help you. But yeah, that is pretty much what you're supposed to do for Fortnite if you want to get pretty much just top 5, usually around top 5. It'll help you out really much, or a lot. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. We did do a lot of research on this. This is the conservative way to play. Miles will be releasing a video on Tuesday, hopefully, on the aggressive way to play Fortnite. But yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning into this video. We will hopefully be uploading Thursday and then streaming sometime this weekend. And I will see you guys in the next one.